All right, so I got sent this code by one of my students, and having issues with it with these lines of code down here. The student emailed me and said that initially this was placed at the top, and then it threw in it, and then it wouldn't work. And so I'm going to see here and figure out what I can do. I can immediately see why this is working now, and it's because it's in this while true statement. And so since this isn't tabbed over, it never enters this loop, and so it actually never runs these lines of code. I'm going to leave these down here just so I can get a handle on what this code is doing. So it's importing time, analog IO, board, and NeoPixel. It's kicking off the NeoPixels on board. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using the circuit playground here. So it's kicking off those NeoPixels. It's kicking off the analog sensor. It's turning one pixel green, which is why this pixel is green. It is reading, it's doing 10 samples and then 20 samples. Why don't they just do 200? Yeah, I'd rather just do 200 samples. I mean, you have like 2 for loops, right? Well, hang on. Let me just see what they're doing. So basically, this is making an array of 20 zeros, and then in the while true, so this just goes over and over again. So it's going to loop 20 times, and then in this small thing, it's going to loop 10 times. So it's going to so it's going to sample 10, and then average that, and then average it again, and then it's going to do samples minus samples of I, and then it's going to do I of that minus the mean. But shouldn't it just get 0 every time? Because if you do sum of samples and you're only in the first iteration, right? Like if we do, let's do print 2.5, right? So we can see one at a time. And then instead of printing I'm going to just print all of the samples. And so you're going to see, it's like, it's populating this thing. Like I feel like you don't want to compute the mean until, it's almost like you want to compute the mean at the beginning, and then if you go over the mean, play a sound. So I think what we want to do actually is we want to, let's just take 200 readings right out of the gate. And we don't even need that, so we're going to say it's going to say initial light reading. So for I in range 0, 200, so, sorry, num samples. And we're going to just say average 0. And then we're going to say average plus equals, let's see, float of light value. And then after the end of the for loop, you do average slash equal num samples. Okay. And then we're just going to print average equals average. And let's see if that works. And then in this loop here, I still want to take 200 readings. So I guess I'm going to get rid of this. So let's take the oversample readings, and instead of oversample, I'm just going to do for num sample. Oversample is this. I don't want to save it. I just want to go ahead and just compute it. So oversample slash equals num sample. Okay, and then here, rather than printing the samples, because I'm not taking 20 data points, I just want to print oversample, and then I'm going to go ahead and print the average too. So the first time I jump into this loop, come on, dude. Yeah, so each time I enter this loop, it should be exactly the same, and then if I hold my hand over it, yeah, there you go. So the actual value went up, and then if I take my hand away, yeah, sorry, so Here's the CPX. I don't like this NeoPixel real quick. I'm going to get rid of this for a second here, because I just don't want to blind myself. Okay, so if I hold my hand over it, that number gets small now. And then if I let go, it gets big, small, and then, where's my phone? Here's my phone. Do the shine a line on it. There you go, and then the number goes up, move the phone away, goes down, put my hand over it, goes down. Okay, cool. So we're reading the light sensor correctly now. And then we're doing this average thing, right? So we're getting an initial light reading average at the top. Okay, and then in here we're taking another average reading. And so let's first test this if statement. So let's pull this if statement into here. And rather than playing a tone, let's just print play sound. Okay, and instead of samples, we're going to do oversample minus mean. Oh, whoops, mean is not average. And then I'm going to get rid of this print statement. And so I guess if I, oh yeah, it's not printing. So if I, yeah, there you go. What's going on? Let's print it, because I clearly don't know what's going on. Let's reset it. Okay, there you go. Okay, so so that went lower, right? I'm looking for something greater. So I need to shine a light on it, and now it's going to play a sound. I take my hand away. It's still playing a sound. Okay, there you go. No, it's not. That 1500 is kind of sensitive. Let's make it like 10,000, right? Just so it's not so sensitive. So now, shine a light, play sound, take it away, no sound. Okay, so now let's see what's going on with this import command here. If I put this at the top, let's see what it says. Okay, yeah, so this is an issue that I encounter a lot. So when you import this Adafruit Circuit Playground Express, this CPX block has like everything in it. And so if you want to use all of this stuff that's in here, so if you want to use the CPX play tone, you cannot use the NeoPixel library or the board library or the analog IO library. And you're not going to do pixels or light. You're actually going to change this to, I think it just turns into cpx.light, cpx.light. And then down here, again, light value just turns into cpx.light. And then that should be it. I think pixels, if we want to turn the pixel on, I think it's cpx.pixels. Yeah, there you go. So the pixels turned on. The difference is that cpx.light is now in units of what's called lux. And lux is from 0 to 330. So I'm pretty sure if I put my hand over it, it went to 308. Oh yeah, it's because the NeoPixel was on. When the NeoPixel was on, things things get kind of weird with the voltages. So now if I put my hand over it, it goes down. If I take it away, it goes up. If I turned it off. Whoops. If I shine a light on it, it should go up to like 306. So if we want to play a sound, we probably just want to do a change of say 100. Okay, so let's see if I commented it out. So here you go. So here we go. Okay, and I don't know if you can hear that. Maybe you can hear it, maybe you can't. But it's working now. If we turn the NeoPixels back on though, let's not do 255. Let's do like 20. I don't want to blind everybody. So if I put my hand over it, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if the green light was so bright it was bouncing off of my hand. That's hilarious. That's exactly what it was. All right, well, I hear a baby crying. I think I'm done here, so I'm gonna call this a day, and hopefully you guys are all set and this helps. Happy coding.